Hello everyone, welcome back to another video. Today is episode 12 of the Florida Panthers franchise mode, and today is another big episode. And another big episode at that, because last episode we made the hugest trade of Panthers history in picking up Patrik Laine for Alexander Barkov, which was a huge trade at that, and I think it's going to be a trade that's going to turn this team around, because you get that elite goal scorer from the Winnipeg Jets for a player that's been kind of not been producing as much as you want him to be. Now, as you guys can see, there's still a lot of big pieces on the team that we want to fill out, and that's kind of that first line we want to kind of fill out a little bit better. As you got Huberdeau, Hoffman and Patrik Laine, Hoffman, Trocheck, Owen Tippett, and of course, you have to trade away Jonathan Marchessault, because, of course, he does not belong in that position, because he is not your third-line guy just yet. You have to make some moves to make this team a bit better, and Marchessault is one, because Owen Tippett, we're going to be playing him up on that second line with Trocheck and Hoffman this year. So we're going to be doing a huge trade, because Keith Yandle did not waive his no-movement clause, so we're going to be stuck with him for at least another 2 years, or at least another year. Hopefully he waives it when he's 36. But we have Michael Matheson this year that we are having to trade away, because he does not fit in the prodigy of all my defense that I have right now. So we made a very big kind of mock trade, but we're going to be looking at every team. Now, I looked at every single team, and they only had 2 first-line players, which I think the only other team was Nashville, that had 4 first-line players. So we're going to be looking at the team that we're going to be trading with. But first, we're going to be taking a look at Alexander Barkov, because something happened not that long ago. As you guys can see, he's making $5.9 million. But the next year, he's making $11 million for Alexander Barkov. Man, I am glad we got rid of him. He's going to be on a better team in Winnipeg. Of course, he's going to man that second line, which they kind of need a second line centerman since Brian Little is kind of dropping off. You get a nice young guy in Alexander Barkov, so Winnipeg has become more lethal. But today we're going to be talking with the Buffalo Sabres. And now I know they're in the same division as us. Is that really a smart idea? I think so. This is probably one of the best trades we could possibly make. As you guys can see, they have 2 centers, right wing, stuff like that. Mittelstadt is wide open to the books, because you have Eichel, who's a first-line centerman. So, of course, you're going to be playing the franchise guy in Jack Eichel. You got Alexander Nylander and Sam Reiner, who, of course, those guys are going to be playing up higher than Casey Mittelstadt. So, Casey Mittelstadt is free range at $5.8 million. But now, as you guys can see, they're pretty weak otherwise. They don't have very much. They don't have very many second liners. They don't have very much of just a second line point. So we're going to also pick up Joe Pavelski in this deal as well, to kind of like sweeten the deal a bit. Now, going back to the Buffalo Sabres is going to be Marchessault, Hepanainen, and not just that, Dennis Melgan, because we're going to have to throw Joe Pavelski on that third line. Next up, we are going to also be trading Michael Matheson. And if you look at the defensive core here in Buffalo, they don't got the strongest defensive core in the world, as they only got Montour, Dahlin, and then Rasmus Ristolainen. So they need that other top 4 defenseman to kind of round things out. We're also going to be picking up a second-round draft pick and also a prospect to kind of just fill out that trade to make sure it's not an easy one. So, Marchessault, Hepanainen, Melgan, and Matheson, all for Casey Mittelstadt. Now, the reason why we're going to make this deal, and the reason why we're also picking up Joe Pavelski, one reason why, veteran experience, which we really don't have on a team like this, and plus, he's a perfect penalty killer in Joe Pavelski. He's a perfect player to pick up here for the Florida Panthers to come in and help us win the cup, right? Casey Mittelstadt, he could be our franchise center for a long time to come, and I'm hoping these numbers can go up and not be a 40-point man. So we're risking a lot for Casey Mittelstadt to be that top player in hopes that he plays really well alongside of Patrik Laine and Huberdeau. So will this trade go through? No, it does not. So we're going to take Lucas Cronwall off the trade, and I'm hoping this trade goes through. Will this go through? No, it does not. Another trade rejected. Will this go through? No. We'll take out the second. We'll just do that. No. They will not accept the deal. Oh. I guess we'll also give you guys our first round draft pick of this year. We'll see if that works. We'll pick up a second back. We'll see how that works. Will this go through? No, it does not. Will this go through? Just point. No, it does not. Okay. Can we trade you guys 2 first round selections for a guy that you guys don't need? You don't need Casey Milstead. Will this go through? No, it does not. They once again reject a big time trade. And those first round draft picks are nothing. So Casey Milstead. I mean, I thought this deal would work. It's a perfect player to pick up on a team that we need. And the one player that actually has value, Eric Davies. Fuck me, man. That's not a guy that I want to particularly trade right now because he's our big time prospect. Like, he is literally the biggest prospect that we have on the team right now. And they got nobody for goaltender prospects there, man. They are like shit out of luck. We're giving him a goalie, and that's the big problem with me doing this deal is that Sergei Bobrovsky is nowhere near NHL ready. Like, I mean, Eric Davies is nowhere near NHL ready. He's a minor backup now, and Sergei Bobrovsky's getting older. If you really want to win it right now, then that's a perfect deal to do. But that's the problem. Are we really that desperate to make this team win for the now? Now, we could give him Sergei Bobrovsky and go after another team that has a goaltender to trade away because we could possibly get a pick back. But that's a problem. Who as a team has 2 starting goaltenders and would want to trade one of them? And that's the thing. Sergei Bobrovsky is also on a no movement clause, so we would shit out of luck. So we're really just kind of screwed here. We don't want to trade away Zach Davies. He's one of our best prospects goaltending wise, and we're really going to rely on him for the future of this team. I think they want Ninamaki, so we're going to throw Ninamaki in the deal. That's what we're going to do. We're going to have to throw him on the deal no matter what. Maybe we just don't take Pavelski. I'm thinking that's what we might just have to do, because how much is Pavelski's value? Is it like very low? It's like a smidge of a value. Ninamaki kind of raises it up by a bit, but I don't think this is ever going to work. It's just no way. No way. Ah, man, that fucking sucks ass, man. This would be a perfect deal to pick up Casey Milstead, a guy that's right there for the taking, a guy that you could pick up to make this team way fucking better. But they just don't want to take the deal. They don't want to take it. And that's a big problem that we're going to have to face is they just don't want to take the deal. So that means we're stuck with trading at least 2 of these guys for teams that would like those 2 guys. So that's a real fucking bummer, man, that we cannot improve the team better this year to make it look a bit better. I mean, Casey Milstead would have been a perfect player to throw up on that first line, but they don't got any picks for me. Now, I guess we could wait until draft day and we could do a huge trade to pick up somebody to make this team better this year. We could possibly do that now, which would be an ideal situation. They need a second liner, and I'm probably guessing they need Michael Matheson as well. Yeah. So we could give Marchessault and also Michael Matheson to the Arizona Coyotes. Do you guys have a big salary cap name player that we could take off your team? Because we are going to be backed up in some salary cap here, so we could take some 4th liners here, some Lawson Krause and Yeho Lamiko. Sure. We'll pick back up Lamiko. And then we'll also take a first round draft pick from you guys and your Arizona pick. That's what we'll do. We'll take your Arizona pick. We're making you guys a pretty good goddamn team. Now that's the problem. Is that smart enough for them? Are they gonna be able to win if we trade them just that guy? I mean, defensively, you're making them a hell of a lot better, right? You're giving them another top 4 defenseman, which they kind of need, but then you only have like 3 guys, no one else there. Forward-wise, you're making them pretty hella good on the forward-wise area. So, yeah, I mean, that first round draft pick is definitely takeable for sure, I would say. But I think we're going to take somebody else instead of just that pick. We're going to take also Pierre Joseph and Kabanov. We'll take him. Instead of that first round draft pick, we're going to take the Maple Leafs first round draft pick instead. And that's the way we're going to be going for that. So will this go through? No, it does not. So we're going to have to take Kabanov off. Will this go through? Yes, it does. Big deal. But we were not able to get the real big player of that draft. And that was fucking Casey Milstead. So we're not looking bad. I'm gonna give it to the benefit of the doubt. We're not looking bad. We're looking like a solid team. A solid team that could maybe make a deep run, but might not be able to. We'll have to all see what we can do. Now, we have another fourth liner in Kyle Clifford that I totally forgot that we had. I'm just going to break the rule. He'll play depth this year. That's what we'll do. It won't really fucking matter. He'll be depth for us this year. Defensively, Aaron Ekblad, Pierre Joseph, we'll have to send him down, and then we'll have to use a depth player, which we'll have to sign. Malton Beat and Julian Whitfield. And our goaltending, we're good. So let's get all the lineups organized and set for this upcoming year. So Happinen, I'd rather have him playing up on the first line, and Hoffman, Trocheck, Tippett, and then Malgin there. We're going to have to use... Do we have even a centerman? Is Martinook a centerman? No. Are any of these guys centerman worthy? No. So we're going to have to trade at least 2 of them for a centerman. Okay. So that's one more deal that we have to make. So we got rid of Marchessault and stuff like that, which is... I think, you know what? I'm going to make that one big deal to Buffalo, though, and that's picking up Pavelski, because Pavelski would be a huge player to pick up for the team, I think. It gives us some extra salary cap and stuff like that, but we need a guy like that to come on the team. We need somebody to help us out a bit. So we'll trade the Melgen back, and then we'll pick up Zemnis Girgensons in return. So we'll trade them Dennis Melgen, and then also Clifford, and we'll trade them... I'd rather have Lawson Krause. So I'll rather keep Clifford as well, because I'm going to make a goon line out of that line. So we'll throw Martinook and then Clifford, Lawson Krause, and then Zemnis Girgensons. So that's the way I want that deal to work. Melgen, Lamico, Martinook, and Pavelski and Girgensons. No, that will not work. We will trade away a pick in next year's third. How about that? Will that go through? No, it does not. Can we just make this go through a second, please? And we'll take back a 4th this year. Will that go through? No, it does not. Just straight up. Wow, you guys are being massive dickheads, aren't you? A 3rd round draft pick of this year. We'll pick it back up a 4th of this year. Will that go through? Yes, it does. We're picking up Joe Pavelski on the team, which gives us some veteran experience, which helps out a bit. Now to organize the team and what we got in value. You know, all that, and then we need that depth player, so Sebastian Repo will play as depth. So we don't really need any forwards, because we're pretty filled up on forwards, yet defense. Okay, so let's make out the lineups, let's see what we got as a team. It's going to be very, very different from past years. It's going to be definitely a little bit of a change up. So Happinen are going to be playing up on the first line. Donskoy, Coyle, and Joe Pavelski. Yes, that's the way I want that to be. And then Clifford, Girgensons, and Lawson Krause, that big 4th line. So they're going to be gooning it up. And you have a pretty solid 3rd line. Second, everything is looking solid. Jonas Brodin, I want playing with Ekblad. Yandle with Keenans. And then Mackey with Mikoshin. Line I want Happinen up on that first line. Huberdeau, I want Happinen playing that one-time spot. Trocheck, not Pavelski. I want Owen Tippett, because he's the big-time goal scorer on the team, so I want him in his one-time position. Keenan Yandle, yeah. Not Trocheck. I want Huberdeau playing alongside of Line and then Owen Tippett playing alongside of Happinen, yeah. And then defensively, we're going to play Trocheck there. Donskoy, Girgensons, how well is he defensively? Looking pretty solid. How well does he transform onto that to paper? Not very good. So we'll play Joe Pavelski instead, because he would be way better defensively than any of these fools. And then we will also play... did we already play all our 3rd lines? Trocheck, Donskoy, and we're missing the centerman, Charlie Coyle. We're going to also play him as well. Aaron Ekblad, Keenans, Brody, Ramon, and Mackey, yep. And then Girgensons, no, we want... Joe Pavelski instead. So there we go. There we go. The team is looking at not that bad. And the reason why, like, it's such a hard decision for a team like us right now, that we want to make a playoff push so bad. We want to be in it. We want to be so competitive, but you got to focus on the future as well, as we're still looking pretty damn good future-wise. I mean, you can't say anything about that. Yes, we got to start drafting a bit better. There's going to be some better picks, but we picked this beast of goalie in Eric Davies, and I'm not going to sacrifice the now just to trade him away. But pending free agents, what do we got in pending free agents? Is there any like big name players And there is, man. You got Goudreau, Philip Forsberg usually drops, so you could have a great first line. Televinen. You got some pretty half-decent first-liners that you could pick up on the team for the next year's free agents, so we'll have to see how that all goes as well. It's just going to be playing it by the books, man. Just seeing what we can do as a team, picking up who we can pick up, stuff like that. It's just going to be slow pickings here, man, for the Florida Panthers. It's going to be a long time, I think, before we even get to the Stanley Cup Finals. This year, I'm guessing my estimations will be another second round finish for the team, because I don't see us going farther than what we are right now. We're a good team, yes, but I just don't see us going past that second round. Now, Boston Bruins are out of our way. I think they're probably going to be donezo. They're getting old. They're not as good as a team as they used to be. So we have some time here to really think about what we can do with this team. We got a lot of players. We got some that are we have a lot of money. We have a lot of money to spread around. So I want to see what's up at trade deadline, see who we can pick up and stuff like that. So I think we got everybody signed to the contract that we wanted them to get to. We're gonna quickly head over to defense. We'll call up Yannick Weber. He's had some NHL experience, so we'll call him up. And there we go. There you go. The Florida Panthers for your 2021-22 season are here. Let's go, man. Let's see how well this team will play compared to other years where we have struggled. I want Sierra Noel to develop as best as we can get him to play. Levi Altonen, same with him. I want him developing. I want every single prospect developing to the best they can possibly be developing. Kulikov as well. Let's get him in there. Kulikov's in there, and then defensively we need Pierre-Olivier Joseph, which was a huge pickup, I think. And we also get some draft picks this year in the trades that we did made. I mean, I know we did lose some draft picks this year, as we don't have as many as we've had in the past couple of years, but that's because we've been making moves to improve this team, to make it a bit better. So let's start the simulation of the year. Let's see how the first kind of like month and a half goes for the Florida Panthers. I really want to see us win. It's a big time year where we want to get some more wins. We don't want to be like puttering off the get-go. We don't want to be struggling. So let's see how well we can play. But first, I want to check out the what I have set. Now, I heard a lot of people, because I was commenting, I was on my franchise mode page asking what the hell to do for gameplay and stuff like that. See if we could get Barkov and Huberdeau producing a bit more. See what we could do there. And honestly, it's just the crank, turn offsides off and turn icings off, which I did in my other GM mode that I've been goofing around on. Honestly, it just takes the realism out of it. Because you have like some years you could have 10 guys over 100 points. It just takes the realism out of it for me, because the goaltender stats look like shit 24/7. 4 for 4 for penalties is probably the most realistic setting you can get it to be to get the most goals out of every single player, which I'm really enjoying. So let's just go with it. Do we got all the scouts that we need? 20 for 20? Yes, we do. Let's just roll with it. Let's see what the Florida Panthers we win. The first 2 games of the season, which is good to see. We really want to just start scoring them. 5-4, 5-3 victory. That's not bad, man. I'm not complaining about that. If we could keep playing hockey like that all year long. We need to play a bit better defensively, though, as we let in a pretty good amount of goals in every single one of those games. And I really want a hot start. The last couple of years, we've been puttering off the get-go. We've been struggling to get those W's, and here we are. We're starting to win some games now right off the get-go. Is what you really want to see is Ekblad injured, but that's okay. Pierre-Olivier Joseph, Sierra Noel, 74 overall, and Kulikov is a 68. These guys, we have some pretty good prospects, man. I gotta say that we have some decent prospects, and then Pierre Joseph is kind of a bit of a risk. I mean, 22 overall. We'll see how he pans out. Probably should have went with a younger player, but that's okay with me. It's not a biggie. But I do want to see the captain is 7-1 to start off the season, man. I think. Oh my God! Look at Patrick Laine. That's what we picked him up to do, man. And he's a point per game player. Patrick Laine playing like a bloody beast for the Florida Panthers, and that's what we picked him up to be, is that guy, that X factor, that guy that's going to pick you up a ton of goals. He's been that huge player for us. 5 goals, 5 assists, 10 points. He's playing like a man that is out to destroy for the Florida Panthers. It was a big trade. It was really a risk or die move for the Florida Panthers, and it was a deal that we needed to make. How well is that first line actually playing? Huberdeau, almost a point per game. Yeah, man, that line is playing fantastic. The second line as well. That's good, man. That's what we want to really see from this team. Yandle's an 82 overall. So, yeah, next year he's going to definitely be a top 6 guy. So, defenseman is going to be on high alert for next year. We're really going to want that top defenseman on the team next year. If we could possibly get it. Ronald Keenan should be jumping up this year. So, we'll have to see how that all goes for the Florida Panthers right now. But we're playing a great game right now. I got to say so. Jonas Brodin out with an injured stomach. I'll try to get up as close as I can to trade deadline, but I might not be able to, so you guys can comment down below if we should make any big trades. We cannot trade away Keith Yandle. That's one guy that we're not able to trade away. He's stuck on the team, so no matter what, if he drops down to a top 6, we cannot move him. We cannot do anything with Keith Yandle, so keep that in mind, and same with Mike Hoffman, so we're stuck with a pretty good amount of players on the team. Yeah, we're stuck with Jonas Donskoy as well for a 2-year no-trade clause, I'm pretty sure as well. So we're starting to lose some games at the start of November now, which is not what I'm liking to see here from the Florida Panthers. I want to be winning as much games as I can, as we were off to a hot start, and now we're struggling to kind of keep that consistency alive. But we went 3-5-2 in our last couple of games. We're second, 18 points for Patrick Laine. That's what I'm talking about. But let's see what our strengths are right now for the Florida Panthers and see where we are. And goal scoring, without a doubt, that's our best. That's our best thing that we have on the team defensively. We're also playing solidly defensively. I mean, we're nowhere near what Buffalo or Toronto are doing. Power play wise, we are sitting 3rd, which is pretty damn good as well, and PK, one of the best PKs in the league. So we're playing good hockey. We just might not be puttering off to a great start, and the first line needs a little bit of a fix. Hoffman, Huberdeau, and Laine, and the second line needs a bit of a fix too. So holy shit, Clifford, that 4th line, man, I never expected that. Gergenson's with 5, Krause with 6, and Clifford with 6. They're ripping up. Trocheck needs a new line, so we're going to throw Trocheck up on that first line, Hoffman down on the second. We'll try that out. Defensively, got Keith Yandle. Everyone's playing good defensively. Yannick Weber played a couple games. He's been pretty solid for the team. And then Sergei Bobrovsky, 7-4. We really need Sergei Bobrovsky stepping up a bit better for the Florida Panthers right now. So let's go and do that quick line change where we see Trocheck set up on that first line. And then that should be all good to go. Man, that 4th line, man, it's ripping up. Like, Laine's been great for us. 12 goals in just a month and a half, which we haven't been able to get out of any of our players. And that is fantastic to see that Laine is doing that for us right now. And what we need him to do is score like that, and he's able to score like that for a team like us, which is, it's great to see that. So let's keep on the simulation continuing. Eric Davies for John Carlson. Fuck, man, I would love that type of deal. But John Carlson and an older player just to make like one big run just to trade away Eric Davies when he's the guy that planned to fill in for Sergei Bobrovsky, I don't think so. Eric Davies is the future of the Florida Panthers right now, and we really need him to be that type of future guy for the team. So that lineup change with Trocheck up on the first line really has made a difference for the Florida Panthers. We went in and won 3 in a row games, 6-3, 5-4, and 5-0. So we are really dominating on that scoreboard, and it's what I really would love to see is us dominating on that scoreboard a bit. So we need to fill in the lineups a bit. Charlie Coyle's back in the lineup, and then also should be Owen Tippett back in the lineup. How well is Owen Tippett doing? 2 goals, 6 assists. Not doing too bad this year. 8 points in 13 games. I'm hoping he has a really good year. He's kind of a young player that we're looking to have a good year out of. He had a good year last year. We need him to have another one this year. Big injury to Sergei Bobrovsky, Martin Bell. But this team is slowly improving. I'm liking the way that it's developing. You got Patrick Laine this year, which is looking like a good player. But I think we really need that big-time center to come into the team. We really need that guy to kind of step up for the team. And that is a big thing that we're missing is we don't have that first-line centerman. You got Huberdeau, who's really performing this year. But then what else do you got? You really got nothing else. Trocheck's your second-line centerman at best. He's nowhere near a first-line guy for your team, but we really need to start stepping it up right now as we lost 3 in a row losses. Come on, boys. We need to start getting these W's. We cannot have another kind of semi-good season. We need to just go out there and dominate. Patrick Laine out with an injury now. Oh, my God, man. It's just like last year, win-loss, win-loss, win-loss bullshit again. It's just where we cannot putter in the victories. We're struggling to get them. It's just not going to what has been planned for this team to go out there and dominate everything that we see. Pierre-Olivier Joseph should be ready for next year, which is good. That's actually a good pickup. I'm actually happy with that. Sergei Bobrovsky's back in the lineup. Huge. Yeah, okay, Trocheck's starting to perform a bit better, but that is bad. 13 points. That is bad, man. That's horrible. What the fuck is going on right now? Okay, Trocheck needs to go back down there. And I guess we'll have to try fucking Hoffman there. Because that is not working for us. That was horrible, the stats they're having. My lord, man. It was better off with Heppenine down on the second line. Jesus, man. Come on, let's get some W's here, man. Another fucking injury, man. Can he stay fucking healthy for me? Fuck. Patrice Bergeron, yeah, he fucking does sound really nice right now, man, for our team. Fuck me. Patrick Laine is back in lineup. Let's fucking go. Come on. Get him back in. We changed up the entire lineup, so hopefully that fucking works for us. We need to get something going right now, man. We're just not able to score goals, play good defensively, we're not playing fucking sound hockey. We're playing like garbage, man. This is not the way that I thought it would be this year. I thought it would be at least a little bit of a better performing year than what I've seen in past years. No, we're playing like fucking garbage. Injuries up the yin-yang. Holy shit, man. Can we get some fucking W's, man? Okay, we're gonna fucking make another huge trade. We're gonna have to, because this team is just not performing to what I want it to be. There's fucking players that are playing above fucking average hockey. Like fucking Vincent fucking Trocheck, who should be playing better hockey than what he should be. And Owen Tippett hasn't gotten a fucking point in over a fucking month. What a fucking shit team, man. You would think that we'd be playing a bit better. No, we're in a fucking wild card position once again. The only good player that's playing good for us is Patrick Laine, for fuck's sakes, man. Huberdeau's having a half decent year. But look at Laine, he's a point per game. No one else is. Everyone's playing like garbage. Trocheck is having a horrible fucking year. Tippett, who's supposed to be our young fucking stud, has 11 fucking points. Our fourth line has to step up more than anyone else. This is fucking garbage. How the fuck is Joe Pavelski has more points than Vincent fucking Trocheck? That speaks fucking minds to me, man. That is horrible to me. That's horrible to see that. We're not getting consistent play from Sergei Bobrovsky. What the fuck do we do with this team? We should be playing good hockey, but we're not. We're playing like complete garbage. So tell me, guys, in the comment section below, who should we fucking trade for? Because we need to make some kind of a deal to kind of regenerate this team. You guys know who the no movement clauses and no trade clauses are out to. You guys make the deal for me. Make the deal so we can make this team fucking better. And there's absolutely no one. Justin Bailey, but fucking all as shit. That's the problem with this team, man. We just cannot keep waiting for those good fucking players to arrive at our doorstep. We cannot keep waiting for it. Casey Milstad is waiting for us right there at the fucking doorstep. And we could have got him, but no, we were not able to. And that really is a fucking pain in my ass, because I would love to have Casey Milstad, and his value is only fucking going up. And that kind of just pisses me off, because it would be a perfect fucking player to pick up. Like, the perfect player to pick up. But who the fuck do you trade? Vincent Trocheck, I would trade. Kulikov, the prospect. First rounder of Florida and Toronto. That's who I would trade. But we'll do it in the next video. Thank you guys for watching. Comment down below what the fuck we should do with this team. Please, help me. Help the Florida Panthers become a better team. We got to figure out some kind of big blockbuster move to help this team out. We got to think of something. So please, comment anything and everything to help out the Florida Panthers become a better team, because I cannot be seeing these numbers anymore. So comment down below, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Adios, amigos.